At game night, I expected another ordinary evening. Friends gathered, the familiar warmth of laughter and chatter filling the room. Glasses clinked, cards shuffled, and light-hearted teasing drifted through the air. I had anticipated playful arguments over rules, small bets on trivial wins. Nothing prepared me for the moment she chose her partner. She leaned across the table, a teasing grin curling her lips, and announced loudly enough for everyone to hear, "I'll go with my work husband." The laughter that followed felt almost rehearsed, as if the others shared a private joke I hadn't been letting on. I froze, a quiet awareness settling in my chest. It wasn't just her words. It was a casual intimacy, the ease with which she singled him out as if it were harmless fun. I noticed him glance at her, eyebrows lifting slightly, a faint smile playing on his lips. He didn't correct her or object. Perhaps he understood the boundaries, or perhaps he simply didn't care. Either way, the atmosphere shifted. The playful energy continued, but somewhere between dice rolls and card shuffles, a line had been drawn, unseen, yet unmistakable. I didn't react immediately. I simply sat, letting the moment sink in. My hand rested lightly on the table, knuckles barely touching the polished wood. I considered speaking, but the words seemed unnecessary. Some gestures, I realized, carry far more weight than any argument. As the game moved on, the quiet gravity of her choice lingered, a subtle fracture in what I had assumed would be a carefree evening. My attention never left her. Every laugh, every glance toward him, served as a small reminder of what had just occurred. It wasn't about doubting her loyalty or feelings. It was a quieter, sharper awareness that boundaries can blur in an instant, and I was witnessing it firsthand. I observed the way she leaned closer, the slight tilt of her head, the gentle touch on his arm perfectly timed to land a joke. Everyone else laughed, oblivious of the tension settling over me like a soft shadow. A strange calm washed over me, not anger, not panic, just clarity. This was a test of more than patience. It was a test of self-respect, of knowing when to hold a line without raising my voice. When the round ended, she strolled over, eyes sparkling with mischief. "See, he's the best partner," she said, nudging him lightly. I nodded politely, the gesture small, contained, deliberate. No confrontation, no words, just recognition of what had been said, and the boundaries I wouldn't cross. I excused myself briefly, stepping into the hallway, letting the hum of conversation fade behind me. I drew a slow breath, appreciating the clarity that comes with silence. Strength isn't always loud or explosive. Sometimes it's quiet, measured, the ability to witness something unsettling without losing yourself in it. By the time I returned, the game had progressed to another round. She caught my eye and smiled again, unaware of the storm she had brushed against, the subtle shift in my awareness. I realized the night was no longer ordinary, yet I remained entirely in control. The evening unfolded like familiar motions. Dice rolled, cards shuffled, laughter punctuating the air. But my mind kept returning to that earlier moment, examining it without anger or bitterness. No scene was necessary, no confrontation required. Some truths reveal themselves quietly, and the best response is measured observation. As the night wore on, she glanced at me occasionally, perhaps sensing a subtle distance I maintained. My smile was genuine restrained, a small signal that all appeared fine, while internally I cataloged everything. Her teasing words, the shared glances, the casual ease of her actions. I felt no resentment, only understanding. A clear awareness of my respect, composure, and dignity remained entirely my own, untouched by fleeting displays or thoughtless jokes. When the final round ended, I moved deliberately, collected my things slowly, exchanged polite goodbyes, and left with the same calm I had carried through the night. Outside, the cool air grounded me, a reminder that life continues beyond discomfort or missteps. I understood what mattered: control over my reactions, patience with what cannot change immediately, and clarity in discerning harmless fun from subtle disregard. She may have chosen her work husband for the evening, and the room may have erupted in laughter, but my choice remained mine: to stay composed, unshaken, fully aware of what I would and would not tolerate. By the time I reached my car, The lesson was clear. Strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it is a quiet presence that observes, understands, and remains intact while the world laughs around you. And in that quiet, I found a certainty no game or joke could ever take.